Hello, K. Jolie Crochet Basics, and in this episode we're going to make Abby Talking Baby Alive. We're going to make her a dress. So this one's pretty easy for the most part. It's 2 panels, a back and a front, and then we're going to do the straps on it. What you need is a size 4 acrylic yarn, whatever the color you like. And we're going in a G hook. No, we're not. We're going in an H8. We're going in an H8, which is a 5.millimeter size hook. Let me see. You can do the straps with ribbon if you like this time around. Any other embellishments you like, but mainly just the yarn, the hook. A yarn needle is great for when we sew up the sides and for doing the strap. And I think that's it. A tape measure is always welcomed when we're working with yarn. And a scissor. And I think that's it. Alright, so if you do a slip knot, you can do your slip knot now. And we're going to chain 11. 11 chains, and we're in an H hook. Alright, so 11 chains. And you're going to skip that first chain closest to the hook, the first chain closest to the hook, and you're going to work back in a single crochet for 10 stitches, 10 single crochets for row 1. So this one, and you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now for this one, it's pretty basic. Single crochet, you got to do chaining, single crochet, and double crochet. And we're going to do some increases, which no big deal. All right, so for row 1, you should have 10 single crochets. So now for row 2, you're just going to work your single crochets. So 1 in each, both sides of the braid, for 10 stitches, and you'll chain 1 and turn your work. Now this fits the Talking Baby Alive, the Baby Alive that has the electronics in it, the bigger one, not the little one. It would be kind of very big on the little one. Alright, so after row 2, you'll chain 1 and turn your work. Now for row 3, we're going to do an increase. So you're going to do 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 8 stitches, and 2 single crochet in the last, and that'll get you up to 12 stitches for row 3. Alright, chain 1 and turn your work. So for row 4, just 1 in each, and you'll end up with 1 single crochet in each stitch, and you'll end up with 12 single crochet for row 4. Now for row 5, so you'll chain 1, turn your work. Now for row 5, we're going to increase again, the same way we already did for row 3. So you're going to do 2 single crochets in the first, 1 down the row, so you'll do 10 single crochets down the row, 1 single crochet in the next 10 stitches, and then 2 single crochets in the last. And that'll leave you with 14 single crochets for row 5. So for row 6, you'll chain 1, you'll turn your work, and for row 6, we're just going to do 1 single crochet in each all the way down, and you'll end up with 14 single crochet for row 6. you'll chain 1 and turn your work. Now for row 7 we're going to increase again. So for row 7 you're going to do 2 single crochets in the first, 1 single crochet for the next 12 stitches down the row, and then 2 in the last, 2 single crochets in the last stitch, and that'll leave you with 16 single crochets for row 7. Now for row 8 we're going to continue our increases. So row 8 you'll chain 1, turn your work, and row 8 you'll do 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 single crochet for the next 14 stitches, and then 2 in the last. And that'll leave you with 18 single crochets for row 8. So for row 8 you should have 18 single crochets for row 8. So 2 in the first, 1 in the next 14 stitches, and 2 in the last. Alright, so now for row 9 we're going to increase again. So you'll do 2 single crochets in the first, 1 in the next 16 stitches, 1 single crochet down the row in the next 16 stitches, and then 2 in the last. And that'll leave you with 20 single crochets for row 9. For row 9. So I'm moving kind of fast. I'm sorry, but I will put the you'll see the pattern on the titles, and you can hit pause anytime you need to, in between the rows and stuff. So you can pause it anytime. So I think people forget that they can pause the video anytime, Alright, so 2 in the last, and that was row 9. So for row 10 we're going to increase again. So for row 10 you'll do 2 single crochets in the first. Oh, I forgot to chain. Make sure you're chaining the 1 at the ends of the row. I forgot just now. I guess I was talking. I forgot to do my chain 1. Alright, wait, you know what? Before we do row 10, before we do row 10, this is what the piece is looking like. It's starting to get wider and bow out. Okay, and let's see, I just finished row 9. So just to give you a measurement, and you should have an approximate on this. So you're about 2.5, around 2.5, a little bigger. And at your widest point, you should be at about 5.5 at the widest point right now, which is the very bottom of it. And I don't know if, I can't really see. I hope you could see it. It's a blush. The yarn itself is a blush color. It's a light, dusty rose pink color. And that's why I put the black down so that you could see it, because I've been using a white background, a white tablecloth, but I figured since it was such light yarn, and with the lights and everything, sometimes you can't see it. Alright, so we're at row 10. So for row 10, you're going to do 2 single crochets in the first, 1 single crochet in the next 18 stitches, and then 2 in the last, and that should leave you with 22 stitches for row 10. Okay, so you should be up to 22 stitches at the end of row 10. From row 11 to row 18, you're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch, just working back and forth with the chain 1. All right, so 1 single crochet in each stitch for until you get to until you finish row 18. All right, so if you want to pause here, you know, you can while you're working it up and everything, if you're working it along with me, of course. All right, so from row 11 to row 18, 1 single crochet in each stitch with a chain 1 on the end and a turn work, okay? So if you haven't, please subscribe. Give a thumbs up if you make it, you know, of course. And if you like the video, I have other Baby Alive patterns up there. I only have one other electronic, the Talking Baby Alive pattern. I have a pair of booties up there, socks. But I am going to have more of these patterns. I'm going to be doing a diaper and see what else. Ooh, a wrap. I wanted to do a wrap for it, for the doll, for my my Abigail here. So now I'm on row 18 here. So now after row 18, just to chime in and give you a measurement, just so you're, you know, approximately where I'm at, you should be close to 5 inches long, almost at 5 inches long from after row 18. All right, and then your width, you should be, I'm just over 6 on my width after row 18. Yarn counts. Just because a yarn company rates their yarn a size 4, some are skinnier, some are fatter, and some are skinnier. As far as, you know, the size 4 medium, you know, medium weight yarn. So that's, you know, something to be aware of if you don't know. Okay, so after row 18, we're going to do another increase for row 19. So for row 19, you're going to do 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 20 stitches, and then 2 single crochets in the last, and that'll end you up with 24 single crochets for row 19. So we're moving fast on this one, but again, you can pause it at any time. Okay? And tension also counts too. Like if you're pulling really tight and everything, you know, you're not going to have the movement. It's going to be a stiff piece. And you don't want it to be a stiff piece because, you know, it's for a toy. It's for a child to play dress up with their doll, you know. So something else to keep in mind, I think. All right, so now from here, let me see. From row 20 to row 23, 1 single crochet in each, all the way back and forth with a chain 1 and turn work in between. So for the next 3 rows, right, 20, 21, 22, 23. So for the next 4 rows, and then we're going to meet back at row 24. So you can pause here if you like, and meet me back, you know, when you have your rows worked. So from row 20 to row 23, 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way. And also, you know, I just started doing the patterns for the bigger Baby Alive, for the Talking Baby Alive. So if there's something you want to see, you know, a pattern for, let me know. Put it in the comments, and if I can accommodate, I will. You know, I always try and accommodate, you know, if somebody wants to see a specific something worked up, or, you know, how I would do it, you know, if you like my style and stuff like that. And I do have the regular Baby Alive, Bailey Baby Alive. I do have patterns up there for her that I've been doing the Baby Alive clothing for, I think, about 8 years now. Since I started doing the YouTube channel, I think is when I started, maybe like 7 or 8 years I've been doing the Baby Alive stuff. But this is the first time, this year is the first time I got my hands on the big Baby Alive, the electronic one with the, you know, the curly hair and everything. So I'm pretty happy about that, you know, because people love their Baby Alives. I love them. They're fun, you know. Alright, so after row 23, and you should have 24 stitches per row. Alright, so we're going to do one last row for row 24, but it's a decorative row, so we're going to do a shell. And so this is 6 inches, more or less 6 inches from bottom to very top. And I already said it was like 6 across, 6.5 across. On the very, very bottom, it's just under 7 inches across on the very bottom, where we just did the 2 with the 2 extra stitches in there. 2, 1, 2. Yeah, okay. All right, we're gonna do one last row for, you know, to give it a little frill and a little fancy. All right. So for row 24, you'll chain 1, turn your work. Okay, now you're going to skip over the first 2 stitches. So here's 1, 2. You're skipping over, and you're going to do double crochet in that 3rd stitch, the 3rd one from the hook. All right, you're going to do double crochet. You're going to do a shell. So if you don't know, you're going to yarn over. If you don't know double crochet, you'll yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 1, 2, 3, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. All right, so you're going to do that 4 more times in that 1 stitch. We're doing a shell. Okay, so again, pause, rewind, whatever you got to do. All right, and if you're new to crochet, I do have other videos that help you learn the different yarns and some pattern reading and stuff and picking your yarn and things like that. All right, so after you finish that shell, that first shell, you're going to skip 2 more stitches. And in that 3rd one, you're going to work a single crochet. All right, so single crochet. Now skipping those stitches is going to open up our shell and make it fan out more so that it's not like crumply. All right, now you're going to skip 2 more, and in that third one you're going to work another shell, another 5 double crochet in that the third one from the single crochet. All right, so 5. Now you're going to skip the 2 and work again a single crochet. Skip the 2 and then work another shell. Okay, and we'll just work this till the end with the single crochet, skip 2, and then the shell. Now in this last one, you'll skip over and you'll do 1 single crochet in the last stitch, and we're going to pull a tail. Now something to be aware of, all right, you'll do your single crochet and you'll pull a tail for sewing, because we're going to use this tail to seam up the side. So it doesn't have to be too tremendously long because we're only seaming this up, but it'll save on having to like cut and, you know, cut another piece and So we'll just use this tail to seam it up. Now, something to be aware of if you're new to crochet and, you know, you don't really know, whatever. There's different size shells. There's a half shell, which is like 3 double crochets. This one's like a medium shell, and then there's shell that has like a 7, which is like a big shell. Now with that, just whatever pattern you're working up, just make sure, you know, you see what, see what the author says is the size shell. You know, if it's a 5 or a 5 double crochet cluster or more or less, you know. And to me, these are shells. You know, sometimes they'll call them clusters depending and things like that. So just something to, if you're new to crochet. All right. All right. Cutting off. Now what you're going to do is you're going to make another one of these panels. Okay. You're going to make another one of these panels. And at the very length or whatever, it should be about 7. From your very top to your bottom shell, it should be between 6.5 and 7 inches in length. Okay? So I always like to give the measurements because not everybody's tension is the same. So just so we're on the same page, you know, because sometimes you grab the, you grab the sports yarn or something and it's not the same thickness, so your tension's going to be tighter and, you know, like things like that. Okay, so things like that. All right, so here's my second panel. And actually, when I did the first, the first panel off camera, I cut my tail short on that. So no worries though. But they should line up close to exact. You know, they should line up close to exact. All right. If they're, a little smidgen here and smidgen there, it's not, your tension is not always going to stay the same. I think, no matter how you try. All right, so you could take a yarn needle and thread your tail, and leave all the tails till the end to weave in. I always say this. I say this a lot with my projects, and I'm sure it goes for other people's projects too. Because when you're seaming up something or whatever it is, sometimes you can hit into where you already wove in and end up pulling that tail out and having to fix it, So I always try and let you know these things. Give you as much tips and stuff like that as I can. All right, so you would line it up at the bottom, and you could just go around, really. And you want to make sure you have at least 2. Like, I try and do 2 times through each stitch, just so that I know it's secure. Especially this is for a child's toy. So this is for dress up. They're going to be undressing the doll, dressing it back up. You're going to find the dress on the floor, run it through the washer a couple of times. So, that's how that goes, I think. And I really, I know it sounds so silly, I guess, because I'm grown and all. But I always, when I do these things for the baby alive, I always wish that I was this talented when I was a kid. Because I used to make doll clothes for my dolls when I was a kid. So, you know, me doing these, and if you don't know any, whatever, I have a niece that when she was little, she was so into these baby alives, and that's how I started making doll clothes for them. You know, just kind of on a whim, made her a little dress for the doll, and then, you know, and then went from there. I made the for the Bailey, I made the bathing suit and the hat and the ballerina outfit and stuff, you know. And I always find it so funny because I wouldn't think to do the doll clothes if it wasn't for my niece. You know, not these kind of doll clothes. Barbie dolls and toner dolls and stuff like that. I do that stuff for, my sister does repaints. So, alright, so you're just sewing up the side, right to the top there. Okay, and then you'll, you know, you'll knot off, you'll weave in, you'll cut that. And then you'll do it on the other side. Okay, so just to show you, so, you know, you'll do the other side and everything. And yes, I know I'm moving very fast on this one, actually. I think I've been waiting all morning to get this done. Not waiting, but trying to get this done all morning, just a bunch of distractions and stuff. Anyway, so this is what it'll look like when it's done. Okay, now this was the first mock-up that I did, and I did this one months ago, and then I misplaced the pattern. So I had to rewrite the pattern, make it anew. Oh, and these are what the booties look like. They're very fitted, the little sockies and stuff, and you can embellish these, and this pattern's already up there. All right, why am I taking that off? I don't know why I'm taking that off. Okay, so what you can do here, if you want to do different straps, you can do different straps. But I wanted to make this a little bit more fancy, I guess, than what I usually do. So I got satin ribbon here, and well, I got elastic for a different project. All right, so I got this satin ribbon, and it's not necessarily, I don't know if this is the thickness I wanted to go with, but it's 1/4 of an inch. So I guess that's what I'm going with, and it's a double-sided satin. Sorry, I got my lights going here. All right, so you'll thread it on. If you want to, this is optional. If you want to do the straps a different way, do the straps a different way. You know, as always, I'm just suggestions. I'm not, nobody's forcing you to do anything. All right. So, but for here, you can go in through the middle and weave it in and out. Let me zoom in a little. Okay. So you can go in through the middle and weave in and out and come up. All right. Oh, you have to decide what's going to be your front and what's going to be your back. So, like, you know, if this is the front or if this is the front. All right, with this. So then go across, down, okay? And that's going to be the strap. And from here, and I didn't cut it, so you saw I didn't cut that. This is not, I don't have an exact measurement on it. All right, so from here, you're just going to go in and out, just through the, either underneath the chain, you know, but just in and out till you get across, and then we're going to come back to the front. All right, in and out, back to the front. Okay, because I wanted to do some, this isn't the ribbon I wanted to use, but this is what, you know, this is what I had that would go with the pink, because I have a bunch of other colored ribbons that I didn't think would go with the pink. All right, so you'll come right back to the front where you were. And then from here, you'll just weave it back in until it comes out the front. Did I go down? Oh, I went down a little, yeah. All right. So from here, please line it up, not like what I just did. All right. And you'll come right out through the front. Okay. Now it doesn't have to be that long. And what you can do, okay, sit there, cutting off. All right. Oh, let me zoom out. I'm sorry. This is like the worst thing that I do on all of my videos. I zoom in to show you something, and then I forget to zoom out. So it's all my hands right in your face. And that's a me thing, because I always forget to zoom out. All right, so you can pull it loose. You got the string there. Put it back on your doll, if your doll is available for dressing. Okay. And I thought this one was a cute one. And I thought it was an easier one. And you can do this with an elastic strap also. You know, if you have like the nice elastic, you can do it with the elastic also. Whatever's easier for you. That's where I'm at. Whatever's easier for you. I try and make these patterns easier, you know, because I realized new to crochet, like a kid will see the YouTube picture or the thumbnail and say like, oh mommy, I want that, or whatever it is, you know. So I always, you know, now that I've realized that, I try and make these easier, these dresses and stuff, less confusing, as smooth as I can make it. All right, so you can just tie a little bow, and you can double knot or whatever, you know, you need to do, and snip it shorter and everything. And then you got a dress. And then from there, you would weave in all your ends. Let me bend this chick's legs here. I'm sorry. I'm getting all funny all of a sudden. All right. So, but you'd have a nice little dress. It's like knee length. And you can make the booties to match or not. And then if you do it with the elastic, it might be easier for a kid to get it on and off. And then a quick, you know, pull out of the bow. You know, and you don't have to do the knot. Somebody showed me this rabbit ear thing that I saw to tie shoes. So instead of doing the knot, you do the rabbit ears. You do just the loops. And I guess that'll do. You know, if you're making it for a kid that's not up to tying laces or whatever. But again, optional on the straps. Giving you the options. All right. So I hope if you make it, I hope you like making it. You know, I thought it was a cute one, and I thought doing the straps this way made it easier because you can cinch. You know, if you get them a good length, you could just cinch it, you know, and then it could just be flattened out after, you know. And let's see, anything else? I will have some more of these electronic Baby Alive patterns coming out. I don't know if I'm going to be doing any regular Baby Alive patterns anytime like soon, like anytime in the next like month or two. But I'll see, because I usually try and get the a couple of these patterns up, you know, every year and stuff, you know, since I've been doing that. Some years I do more, some years not so much on these Baby Alives. But I do love, you know, this one with her big curls. I named her Abby. Well, really Abigail, so that she could either be an Abby or a Gabby, because I like both of them. So cute. All right, so I guess that's it for now. I will have more tutorials coming out, and if you're looking for the regular Baby Alive tutorials, links below and stuff, and check out my channel. And that's where we're at on this cute little easy peasy dress, you know, 2 panels sewn together and quick and easy on the straps. And you can also do braided strap, so whichever you prefer, or, you know, if you want to do something else, of course, and any embellishments you want to put on the dress and everything, and then you're good. All right, so thank you so much for watching. As always, happy hooking, because it keeps you off the streets and keeps you out of trouble. And I will be back real soon with my next tutorial for this. Hopefully by next week I'll be able to finish and edit and stuff like that. And that's going to be a diaper, you know, a diaper, so that, you know, our high knees not hanging out. All right, and then you'll have like a whole set there. You'll have the dress, the booties, and a diaper. So thank you so much. K.Bella Jolie, Crochet Basics, Talking Baby Alive, Gabby getting a brand new dress. Thanks for watching. Have a super great day. Take care now. Ciao. Bye.